Hey, welcome back. It's Liz at Olive Branch Studios. It's full summertime heat here in Southern Illinois, and I just went out and watered the root system of my plants because they're so sad looking and just hot. So I came inside and started making some beautiful blooms that I just thought really popped. And I thought I would make this into a card. Like it could be a greeting card or just any kind. And I did a little stamp with hello. You could also do calligraphy or just write with a pen, however you want to do it. But I thought we'd do these really fun looking daisy type flowers. And the colors I've used is the phthalo turquoise. In the center, I used cadmium yellow and burnt sienna, and I used undersea green and sap green together for the stem and the leaves. So let's get started. This will be a fun little project. And guys, less than 10 minutes, I promise. Okay, so starting with a little bit of that cadmium yellow, just somewhere, pick a spot on your paper, make a little mushroom shape, half mushroom, because that's how we're gonna roll today. You could make a whole circle if you wanted and go all the way around. Totally up to you. You could do a tall center or a more flattened center. And then I'm gonna go, and guys, I used a size 8 round brush. I'm not gonna grab that one. I'm gonna grab a, it's my fine liner, my Master Touch, my favorite brush. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of that burnt sienna. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tap it in near the bottom of our little mushroom shapes. Okay, I am not filling the page with it, just towards the bottom and letting it bleed. I believe they call that charging in the world of watercolor, up into the rest of our flower. Now, before this dries, I want to get some of that phthalo turquoise on there. Why now? Why not let it dry? You can let it dry, totally up to you. But I like when you have the picture and it kind of bleeds into each other. Again, you don't have to do that, but I kind of like that effect, especially for this. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to start right in the center, okay? And light pressure, heavy pressure, make that petal shape and pull straight out there. And then I'm going to add more as we go. And if it doesn't come out the first time, go back and fix it. And guys, if you have the big puddles, try to straighten those out. Otherwise, they're going to look like dried puddles in the end, okay? Which we don't really want. Okay, it just meant I had too much on there. Now, I have the 3 on top to go around the edges. I'm going to kind of make that curve shape. So I'm going to do the light pressure, heavy pressure, and kind of curve it at the same time. Let's see if that works. There we go. And coming down a little with my petal. All right. And I'm just going to come off the end of that one. And these aren't going to be as long down here because it's the base of our flower. Or not base, but base, bottom side, something like that. The bottom. There we go. It's not looking too bad. Now, you might say this one's way too close. In nature, our flowers not gathered. So let's get them gathered, huh? But I think my yellow has dried already. So this one may not have the bleed effect that I do like on this. For some reason, the yellow and that phthalo turquoise coming together, oh baby, they look good together. Now you can see I've got a little swampy there, so I'm going to pick some of that up because I don't want it to dry and leave those white spots. You know, that doesn't look so pretty when that happens. It takes away from the effect of our flower. I'm going to do that on a couple of these. Kind of scoot that color around a little. There we go. Curving these just a tiny bit. Get that flower in there. I like those. And I know even some of the brown bled a little more into the phthalo turquoise. That's okay. I like it. Get rid of some of that extra. color. Where's my brush? I'm gonna go and grab my fine liner from Master Touch. I say Master Touch, it came from Hobby Lobby. Everybody bashes the Hobby Lobby Master Touch stuff. And I'm not saying it's the best material, but this fine liner, I'm telling you, and no, I'm not getting paid to talk about this brush, but it's stiff and it just does what I need it to do. Whereas a lot of my more expensive brushes aren't as, I don't know, I just don't like them as much, I'll say that. Not for this. So then I went back to my size 8 and I'm going to come off and make some leaf shapes. Getting some more paint there. I'm just doing the light pressure, heavy pressure. Make those leaves come off that stem. And you can make them going up or down, whatever makes you happy. This is a post about flowers that look happy and not so wilted, because outside in this heat they did not look happy at all. These guys, they look happy, and that makes me feel so much better. And you know what? Looking back at my picture, I'm going to go back and I'm going to add, should I? Sometimes they say less is more, and I never quite know when to stop. I'm going to add a little bit more to that leaf or that petal. Yes, I like that better. Now, something else I want to do, and I tell you what, everybody I do this with, they're like, oh, that just makes the painting. Some people love it, some people don't, and that's the splatter effect. So what I'm going to do, let me grab an old piece of paper here. One of my practice papers. Okay, here's one where I didn't go back and get the extra water. That's a good example right there. You can see it's too much on one end. Yeah, I don't like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up my brush, cover up my painting, and I'm going to tap some splatter on there. I'm just tapping it on the end of my finger. You can put as much or as little as you want. You can use any of the colors from our painting. Oh, you know what? Now it looks kind of empty. I'm gonna splatter down here. I might get it on the rest. I don't care. This looks good. I like it like that. Anyway, that's our less than 10-minute phthalo turquoise daisies, and I'm in love. Super simple, super easy, so fun. Guys, give them a try. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for stopping. Now, in the end, I did look at this and think, I'm going to add some pen. So I took my Signo pen, my gel pen, which, guys, these are fabulous. And I just kind of outlined my picture, and I like it even more. You don't have to, but you could do this, and it's still fabulous.